Does he win? Can he beat him? Can he beat Canelo? Is his skill so much that he's able to bridge the weight classes?
He has a legitimate chance. Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the...
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Top boxing experts have made their picks. It's either Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford. And they're not just choosing sides, they're explaining why. Some of their reasons might just surprise you.
Canelo Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he either grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say what he say.
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder.
Terence Crawford, as he gears up for his big fight this September against Canelo Alvarez. And he wouldn't have it any other way. Crawford is stepping up to weight classes to take on one of boxing's biggest names. That move puts him at a serious strength disadvantage, which is why, for the first time in his 17-year career, he's going into a fight as the underdog. It's no surprise. He's facing a 4-division world champion and future Hall of Famer. But when you break it down, Crawford actually matches up pretty well. He's 5 feet 8 inches and has a 4-inch reach advantage over Canelo, and while Crawford is 3'7", 3 years older, he's had a lighter career in terms of physical toll. He's fought 25 fewer matches and logged 263 fewer rounds than Alvarez, which could work in his favor once the bell rings. I don't have to knock him out. I just need to beat him. That's how Terence Crawford sees it. In an exclusive interview with The Ring, Crawford made it clear that knocking out Canelo Alvarez isn't his main goal. Though he admits it could happen, Crawford explained that while Canelo is a bigger fighter, he's also slower, especially. After moving up through weight classes, these bigger guys may land a shot, Crawford said. But fighters like me, coming from faster, sharper divisions, can often see it coming and roll with it. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Sean Porter shared some honest concerns about Crawford jumping up to weight classes. I worry about him taking a punch from Canelo, especially over 12 rounds, Porter said. Still, Porter pointed out something interesting. Canelo has shown signs of slowing down in his recent fights. That could give Crawford a real shot at pulling off the upset.
A lot of people say, oh, well, he's money hungry, he's looking at money and he's trying to cash out and this and that. I've been getting money for years. I've been getting millions for years. Yeah. And I'm not stupid with my money. Right. As you can see, I don't buy no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and, walk around with 100 people around me. And I got all this jewelry that I bought.
Sean Porter believes Canelo will come out aggressive, trying to wear Crawford down early and break him bit by bit before the later rounds when Canelo tends to fade. and Crawford's stamina could take over. Still, even with that outlook, Porter didn't give a clear pick. He admitted he's not sure who will win. "There are so many things that make a great champion," he said. "When you really start looking at everything Crawford brings to the table, you could talk about it for an hour."
There's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned.
Shawn Porter, who was stopped by Crawford in the 10th round of their welterweight title fight, doesn't believe Canelo Alvarez has the upper hand in this matchup. In a chat with Fight Hype, Porter said Crawford actually holds several key advantages over the aging Mexican star. "People need to stop focusing just on who's stronger," Porter said. "Boxing isn't just about power. It's about who's smarter, quicker, more athletic, better conditioned, and more experienced." When you add all that up, it's clear Crawford has a lot going for him. Backing that up, Crawford recently posted a photo of a scale showing 186 pounds, a bod. When asked what he actually weighs now, he laughed and said, 140 pounds. That just shows how serious he is about staying ready, even with a massive fight on the horizon.
But every time I see him, he'll come and be like, "Canelo."
Yeah, you know how Billy do it too,
Every time, I'll be like, "Man, come on, man."
Yeah.
So every time he say that, you know, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at like, okay. And he's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started hitting me like, all right, man.
Terence Crawford began his pro career in 2008, weighing just 137 pounds. He quickly rose through the ranks, winning a lightweight title, before becoming the undisputed champion at both 140 and 147 pounds. Most recently, he added the WBA title at 154 pounds after defeating Israel Madrimov last summer. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, turned pro in 2005 at just 15 years old, fighting at 139 pounds. Since then, he's captured world titles across 4 weight classes: 154, 160, 168, and 175 pounds. On May 3rd in Saudi Arabia, he has a chance to become a 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion if he beats William Skull. Crawford isn't underestimating him, but he did say, if Canelo gets caught with a punch he doesn't see coming, he can definitely be hurt.
He talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Canelo's not a machine. He's human, just like me. He bleeds like I do, Crawford said. I'm not stepping into the ring thinking I can't hurt him, but I'm also not going in there chasing a knockout. I'm going to fight my fight, and if the knockout's there, I'll take it. Canelo has only lost twice in his career. Once to Floyd Mayweather back in 2013, when he was still a rising star, and more recently to Dimitri Bivol. Many boxing fans see similarities between Crawford's style and Mayweather's. That's why some believe that if Canelo can beat Crawford now, it could show just how far he's come since that loss over a decade ago.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but you know, sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
Talking about a possible fight with Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez told The Ring, "I know what people want. They want that fight. But right now, my focus is CIS." On May, I need to take care of the skull fight first, and then we'll see what happens. He also responded to the comparisons between Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, saying it's a chance to show how much he's grown. I'm a different fighter now. I've got more experience, Canelo said. Back then, I just needed more time before facing someone like Mayweather. But I don't blame myself. I learned a lot from that fight. And now, I see this as a chance to prove who I am today.
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you know, you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible.
One person confident in Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo is former world champion Barry McGuigan. In fact, he already has some advice he thinks Crawford would benefit from hearing as he prepares for the fight. In an interview with Betway, McGuigan didn't hold back. I think Crawford needs to return to the version of himself that had sharp timing and real punching power, he said. According to McGuigan, that old-school version of Crawford could be the key to pulling off the win against a seasoned fighter like Canelo.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.